testing how loud is this? I haven't tested this audio in forever. Let me max that out. Okay. That's quiet. I'm so quiet. Hold on, what if I'll swap to this? Pause that. Okay. Let's do some experimenting with the mic. So, this is gonna get a little loud. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. Oh wait, I can just mute it. Okay. Hopefully that's louder. Oh yeah, I can hear it. That is so much better. Well, I need a... Okay. Now let's test it with game audio. Bam. Oh wait, does it hear it? It should. Okay. Now how can I make this so that I don't hear it? Okay, what if... Hold on. Let's throw this down to here. And then, oh, I know. Let's put it here. Lower it down to like here. Okay, and then I'm gonna speak. And then mute this to hear the reference. Alright, here we go. This is a test. Okay, it can definitely be loud. Okay, we're gonna put it at 100. Let's try that again. No, this is a test. Dude, that's like no time at all. Okay, how did I... Okay, what if... Okay, idea. Go to properties. Okay, that makes no sense. Hold on. Okay, so this is maxed out. And then this is already risen. Filters. Oh, yes. Here we go. Okay. Let's put on... I can put on gain? What? Okay, hold on. Close. Okay, does that work? Oh gosh. Okay, that is loud. Okay. Hold on with that. Okay, hold on. This might work out. Okay. We're gonna try this again. Okay, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that means I can raise this a little higher. Maybe like right here. Okay, here we go. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that might be perfect. Oh yeah, dude, yeah, this is it. I think I hit the sweet spot. Okay, perfect. Okay. That means I can close this here. Show Bob. I don't know who Bob is. Show Bob. What does that mean? Oh, so how loud is this to you? I just fiddled around with the noise settings a bit. I should sound like pretty normal now. That's crazy. Do I sound normal? Like about normal levels is what I sound like, right? Turn down game. Okay. Wait, game or the gain? I'll assume you meant game, but okay. How about now? How about now? I turned it down on OBS, so hopefully it should be less loud for you. Okay. I lowered it a little, a good little chunk. I'll let it keep ringing. Let you listen to it in comparison to my voice, my beautiful, beautiful voice. And I might even, as a matter of fact, I might even pull up a lullaby and let me know how that sounds with the game in the back, game audio. Hold up. Here we go. Okay, sound good. I'm gonna assume that this sounds good. I'll adjust it as I need to, as I keep going. But for now, I'm gonna keep it like this. Oh, now I have to actually look to the side. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, that doesn't show up on stream though, so okay, nice. We're gonna continue. Cause I thought about playing Skyrim, and I was like, man, this sounds nice, but I don't really feel like it, you know. So now, I'm just gonna play Phoenix, probably for like maybe an hour. Cause it's like what time is it? 6:30. So I probably won't do nothing crazy. What was I doing? We should go out there. Oh, that's right, the murder. Forgot about the murder. Oh, you know what? For immersion's sake, I'll even read these since it's so early. Should be fine. Oh, that's right. If I increase the gain, then if I slam my desk on accident, you might hear that. I guess we'll see. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles. Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you? I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy. Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Mr. Delight. Or Delight. That's insane. You know what's crazy that you're saying that right now? Hold on. Damn, okay, never mind. You're lucky this time. You should be counting your lucky stars. Alright, detention center. Let's get moving. Let's go ask her about it first. Oh, okay, I already did stuff. Alright. I didn't even know. I think I played this like, I don't even know when. It's been so long. I did not mean to do that. Okay, so we've been to the hideout. Talked over there. And then, have we been here? I should not play this with such huge like spaces in between. The secret urn! Okay, here we go. In court today, Mrs. Delight brought back the urn. But it's a little different from the... Is it? Where's the urn? I don't have the urn. Oh! My audio header and the motherboard was loose. Oh, it wasn't all the way plugged in. Gotcha. Good luck on the tutoring, brother. Teach the future children of America. Okay. So I think for now I'm just gonna make sure I got everything covered. We'll come back to that. Let's go in here. Nothing in here. Did not mean to do that. I think I know I've been here. Talk to him. Examine that. Examined all this actually. Okay. Redirect to the ChatGPT. That's great. That's crazy, dude. Give him the crutches early. Give him no fundamentals. So it's like in the basketball movies where they're being flashy. It's like, you're doing too much. Stick to the fundamentals. It's gonna be you. It's like Samuel L. Jackson. What's this? Larry, that's your jacket, right? That's right. Did you know you hung it up on top of some kind of lever? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, I was told to never ever touch that lever. She scowled and huffed at me. Oh, that's right. Something terrible will happen if you do. Oh. So why hang your jacket on such an important lever? Because it got me. Wait, what? The jacket weight pulls the lever down. That's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? That is awful. That is an awful idea. Yeah, but for a different reason. Wow, take a look at these things here. Oh, there's buttons. Did you say Hey man, it's not like I have to know what they are to do my job. I mean, you should probably know what they are. I always thought they were just some kind of decoration or something. Oh boy. This guy get a job. It's milk. Actually, would he have seen what happened? Okay. It's my job to keep a steady eye on them. All of them. I shouldn't sound so I wouldn't sound so smug if I were you. Can you watch regular TV on these too? If anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry. Hey Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, you can't get regular TV on it. And how do you know that, Larry? How do you know that, Larry? Because my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean. I know what you're thinking. It was a professional investigation. Alright. I trust that it was. I think I got everything out of Larry. Okay. Let's try checking out what this is about again. The night of the crime. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to? What? Huh? Of course I was. Why wouldn't I have been? But didn't you sneak out of your work yesterday to go? Oh, that's true. That's true. But that was. But that was that, and this is this. Okay, Larry, I can't argue with you there. Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night too? Never. This man's lying. $1. Wow. What's with that drenched? What's with that drenched in the rain puppy? I don't even know what that means. Do you have evidence that I left my position? The evidence that Larry was not maintaining his station when the murder happened. Okay. I don't think I have that kind of evidence. Kane's list. Kane's list. Right, okay. Connected to the basement security. There are no fingerprints on it, so we don't even know if it was pressed. Newspaper clipping, autopsy. Found in Ron's wallet. Okay, Ron. Or Larry. I'll come back with proof. Actually, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna examine that milk. There, man, I already examined it. Ah, skip. Okay, I think I looked at everything. How am I gonna prove that? Let's see. Looked at all this. What if I went... If I ask her about that? Can't. Okay. Let's go try... Let's go try and get her to confess. The other lady. See how that goes. Okay. Okay. Let's do it then. I know what you did. The sacred urn. Mrs. Andrews, or Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the sacred urn? Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit, that's true. The urn that was submitted before the court today. It's obviously not the same urn as before, that's true. Well, that's true. True. Could be a fake. A fake? You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence that the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine? I think I might, actually. Warehouse camera went on. Treasure exhibits. Well, how would I know it's genuine? That's a really good question. I mean, I think, okay, so the reason I know it was genuine, I know without the evidence, is because I touched it and it had my fingerprints on it during court. And he stole it from the museum. And the only way for me to have done that, and for my prints to have been on there, is if the jar was genuine. Unless something happened to the jar before he was even robbed. What if she either broke the jar when she was trying to like make it spotless, because she was like cleaning it to make it look good for the exhibition, or trying to make it look more expensive to get it a higher appraisal. So what if when she was doing that, she accidentally broke the jar, meaning she was like, shoot, how am I supposed to like present this if this is such an important jar, urn, even urn. So that's why she would be so jumpy about this. So now what? now what? Okay, think. I don't think I have any. Give me a second, Andrews. I need to formulate how it is that you're guilty, because I know you are. I know it. Okay. Let's see. What do I have? I mean... I guess I could... Okay, give me a second, Andrews. I think I will know for certain that you're guilty of not telling me something. Once I find out what happened here. Okay, Gumshoe, tell me about the guy. Who did he talk to? What did he talk about? Tell us about Shane Bluebard. Kane Boulard. Oh yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me. It's true, I never even met him. Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Brouillard was found dead. True? Body wasn't discovered until this morning. I'm actually a little confused. For some reason I'm not blabbing like an idiot right now. Okay. Okay, let's get more. Okay. Oh, yes. Yes! Can you tell us some more about Mr. Brouillard? Who is the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway? The company basically sends security teams out to the buildings to guard them. Mr. Brouillard must have had a chance to learn a lot of secrets during doing this work. Okay. And I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber. Unfortunate. I just love money. Can't get enough of it, okay? Please stop leaning in towards me like that. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Oh yeah, Maya needs to be shiftier. Here we go. Apparently, he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies. Okay. That's a lot of incentive to get him killed. But okay. It's pretty dirty and underhanded. KB Security used to head security operations against Masque de Mosque. What? Really? Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Brouillard who sent Ron the blackmail letter. So, what did that tell me? Maybe this gives me something else with my boy. Okay. Did I examine everything? Not the chair. Oh, car. Somewhere. Well, I guess I'd start by calmly looking for the instruction manual. During the time, my partner, the old lady, would calmly look for her reading glasses. That's what security professionals call teamwork. Okay. What is... Okay, I think I got everything. In this room, at least. Hold on, Larry. I'm sure I can get you something. CEO of his key card. Maybe that's what it proves it. Because how would he have that card if he was here last night? Okay. Okay, okay. I got it. Take that! Here we go. Night of the crime. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to? Okay, yeah, yep. I saw this. Yep. Okay. I know he wasn't here, because he's the one that gave me this card. And if he had this card and even found it, like how would that have happened unless he was absent from the office? This is the key card to the CEO's office, right? Yeah, that's right. This key card was found inside a wallet, Larry. This wallet. You know about this, right? I've never seen it before. That's a crazy. Like, you gave it to me. You hand-delivered this wallet to Mrs. Delight just yesterday. Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember that happened yesterday, Larry. This happened yesterday. Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. It's facts. What time was it that you found the wallet? You found it at 1 AM on the first floor. Which means he wasn't in the... Oh my god, Larry! 1 o'clock. In the morning? That's right. In other words, Larry, the time of the murder, you were away from the security office. Got him. Got him. Yeah, he does not like that. Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about. Okay. Lay it on me, Larry. My shift that day didn't start around 10 PM. The murderer might have snuck in before then. What do you mean by that, Larry? If the murderer had snuck in before 10 PM, then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine. Larry, I need you to listen. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 PM during your shift. Because this card was used at 1 AM. Come on, Larry. Use your brain for like 2 seconds. Larry, when you use this keycard, does it leave a record? Yes, it does. But I don't know the record to just anyone, you know. Or I can't show the record to just anyone. Well, Larry, that keycard data was already made public in the trial today. It's facts. Yeah, of course you didn't know that, Larry. Because you're a liar. Any kind of request for info like that is supposed to go through me. Boy, does he sound a bit arrogant. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 AM, the time of the murder. No way. Yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office, and that happened at 1 AM in the morning on the night of the crime. Right in the middle of your shift, Larry. Dead to rights, I got you. Larry, you can't duck your responsibility this time. Gyar, no. Oh yeah, that's right, Larry. That's right. Matter of fact, I was getting a little toasty. Take off my sweater, hold on. Perfect. Now I'm getting optimal cooling. The night of the crime, Larry. Tell me about it. Oh, I knew it. It's all my fault. A little bit, Larry. A little bit. Don't say that in court, Larry. You should not say that in court. Larry, there was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man. What happened that night anyway? My Donna, your what? Your Donna? And I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, my Donna called and said I have to talk to you right away. So I went to, who's Donna? Do I know this Donna? Donna. No, do not know this person. So I went to her, and he was standing right there next to her. Who was her new boyfriend? I was like, it was like some horrible. Oh, that's awful, man. I'm sorry. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. Normally, I'm the one that does the punching. Isn't that right, Maya? Yeah. So this is why you left the security guard office? It's okay, Larry. Or yeah, it's okay, Larry. Just don't. Just tell me what happened, please. How can I ever make this up for it, Nick? What can I do? What? And where? It's okay, Larry. Keep it together. He's curled up on the floor crying like a baby. Nick, is there anything I can do? Anything? Just name it. I'll do whatever I have to make up for it. I swear I will. Larry. Hey Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence? True. Okay, alright Larry. Be useful. Tell me about this button, and was it pressed? That's right, just like my heart is connected to yours, man. That's insane, Larry, but I'll let that slide. Huh? Go ahead, Maya. Press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to your rescue, like the professional guard I am. Okay, Larry. Wow, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Teehee, teehee. Thanks, I try. Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now? Yes, please. Please tell us. Okay, I guess so. Prepare to be wowed. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready, Larry. Talk to me about this buzzer. Was it pressed at all? It'd be very nice if you could tell me. I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier. Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, this is the 3rd floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the 1st floor. I thought it would be a good idea to, adopt a wait and see approach. There, you're awful. I was trying to console you before, but this might have actually been your fault. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary. It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet. That's facts. So true, Phoenix. Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, yeah? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night? There must be a record, right? You must have had a guy. You must have had a look at it, right? Of course I did, and I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either. Do you think you could take just one more look at it? Look for me, pretty please. Oh, okay. I just can't say no to you, Maya. Okay, all right, Larry. When did this happen? When did this little? Doesn't matter. What do you think, Nick? He's probably right. I don't think even Larry. Oh. What was that? Oh my god. What'd you do, Larry? But how? It can't be. It's impossible. Okay. Calm down there. What about the records? That night. It went off once in the morning. At around 1 AM. 1 AM? That's when the murder happened. It's true. Really? Are you serious? That's terrible. It can't be! Buzz record added to the court record. Okay, Larry. This has been a real big help. As a matter of fact, probably the best. This is a breakthrough. I thought I was stuck. Alright, Larry. Now that I have... How does this help me with the urn, though? So maybe I can know it's genuine. How would this... I need my thinking hat. Hold on. I have an idea. If I need my thinking hat, then I should just go put it on. Wabam! Okay. Now that I got my detective hat on, I can think more properly. So. Ooh. If I have this record, it just shows that the button was pressed last night. What does this say it is though? At 1:02 a.m. on October 12th in the CEO's office, so he did in fact press that buzzer, but no one came because Larry was gone. But what if they lured Larry out on their own? Thank you, Larry. I had a feeling I would have had to do that anyways, but thank you, Larry. I don't think this helps me with Aaron. Okay. Why have I not looked at? Camera. This is the camera in the computer that Detective Amy set up. Yep, that's what he said. Hey, he still let her take a picture of him. I guess he's not as smart as he pretends to be. The camera belonged to the lordly tailor, so he knew he couldn't tamper with it. So then why would Aunt May, Mask to Mask, allow that to happen? That's a good question. Why would he let himself have a picture taken at the scene of the crime? That pathetic looking wooden box. Why would you say that? That's the box that had the secret urn in it. Don't touch it. There may be clues on the thief's identity. I worked so hard on that box. Wait, you made that poor excuse for a box? What's that supposed to mean? She was so proud of it. Poor Maya. Maybe it'd have been better if Mask to Mask had taken the box too. Okay. Detective Aunt May said he got hit on the back of the head with this by the thief, but that can't be true because he was the thief. So why is it bent? Looks like Adrian feels really bad about it. I don't look it, but I have complete confidence I can fix it right up. I promise I'll fix it so you never know it was bent in the first place. Please be gentle with it. Okay. Let's see. Did that open up anything? Yeah, let's do a little slide. So what's up with the paint though? Like, what is up with that paint? It looks like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious. It's true. The bottom left part of it's oddly shaped and it's shockingly pink. What about the statue? The statue wasn't where it was now when the first came, right? That's true. It was right next to the door, wasn't it? Well, if someone moved it, it was probably Damask. Maybe he didn't like being watched by Mystic Kami. You're giving me the creeps with that kind of talk. Look at this organization. Secret urn. Where did you go? It's like this. Okay, same dialogue, it's fine. Okay, let's look at my evidence. Dun 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 dun. Camera data, blackmail letter. If it was in that box, then why is the box here? Because he took it out, right? Okay. I think she's the last one I need to like talk to. Let me. What if? Tell me about the Sacred Urn. But there's something a little different about it. Don't at me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says "I am" on the urn in the poster. But the urn you got back says Ami. Like it always used to. You're right. Yeah. Plus the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago. Oh, that's true. The repair accidentally. Oh my god. So Adrian did break it. Don't remember ever seeing the splotches. Yeah. I'm sure Pearls will find it about, Pearls will find out about that when she gets back to the Korean village. Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back in Korean village in a long time. So I guess people still go to the Korean village to do the training, right? Yep. If you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training. So why haven't you been training lately, Maya? That's a good question, Phoenix. Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to the channeling dojo to do just that. A channeling dojo, huh? Sounds pretty serious. Whatever that is. If you're going to train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen. Like when you murdered a man on it. Or I guess it wasn't you, huh? So what happened last year still bothering you? That murder in your village. It happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses Korean technique, she temporarily loses her own free will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. Bang! That wasn't even you, though. That was something completely different. That murder wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still shaken up a bit. That's all. Sounds like being the master of Korean is going to be a heavy responsibility. It's true, Phoenix. Okay, so wait, did Phoenix not know it was fake? I guess canonically now I know it's fake. So let me look at this again. Actually, I don't see why it'd be any different. It's fine. Wait, did that give me any evidence of that talk? No, it did not. Did I ever talk to Ron? I don't even know. Let's go talk to Ron. Yes! Okay. Thank you. Ah, Mr. Wright, that's me. Mr. Delight. Did they finish their interrogation? Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore. It's okay. Mr. Delight. You lied to us before, didn't you? Well, you see, on the same night of the Sacred Urn. Yeah, the same night the Sacred Urn was stolen from Lord Lee Taylor department store. A blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. And then that's where the CEO, Kane Bouillard, was murdered. Interesting deduction skills. But there's only one Ron Delight, am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night, Ron? This time, I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it, Ron. Talk to me. Do you still insist that you're Mask Damask? Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday? That was a quick response. Tell me about it. Or tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating. But listen, Mr. Delight. At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we? Hee ho ho ho. Hee ha ha. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole the urn. Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time. So the person dressed up as Mask Damask in this photo, it's gotta be Detective Atmay. It's true. But where's his brooch? Night of the crime. Where even were you? Ron. Yes. I went to the KB Security at the same time the blackmail note was... Said I should. Okay. Alright. What happened next? Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the keycard to unlock the door. That's probably when he dropped his wallet, okay? So you were there, Ron, at 1 AM. When I went to the CEO's office, someone was in there. Someone? Not the CEO. Then suddenly, they bashed me over the head. BAM! Was it Kane Bouillard that hit you? I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body. No! No, Ron. Damn it. So that's why you put it in the safe and leaving your fingerprints all over his body. No, Ron. Yes, that's right. Damn it, Ron. You've doomed yourself. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay, Ron. This is... Huh. Okay. And what did you do after that? Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building. So I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Okay. Mr. Delight sounds like the murderer to me. Please don't say that, Maya. You have to have faith. Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago you were forced to quit KB Security? How did you? I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi, please. Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet, but I have a feeling it's gonna get brought up during court. But I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief. She'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money. Except being a thief, at least. Or except being a thief. At least that's what I thought anyway. So you became Mask Damask for design. Whatever. Okay. Did that tell me anything? What did that tell me? Other than he was there, and he probably got smacked with this. This can't be him. But But it had to have been. Who is this? There must be two masks. The mask. I think. Can I show him anything? What does this say? Stolen, the gem and the thief. Wait, but if this was sent to him, then how would he know about this? Hey, this is an article about my debut heist. Boy, that was... Wait, is that him in the back? Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. But Mask the Mask, he must have gotten away, right? Disappeared. I hid my Mask the Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. Then I quickly changed into my security guard. Okay. That's just not true. I think he's I think he's just coped and maybe thought that's what that's what happened. Hold the phone. Yeah, that's him. That's him in the back. That's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself. Nice and easy to figure out. Even pearls could see through that in a heartbeat. Newspaper clipping updated in the report record. But as you might expect, Detective Aunt May found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective. He found the damask disguise. Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So that's it. That's when Aunt May got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time consuming. Yes, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days later after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. Letters? Like plural? You got them started when? Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. What do you mean by that? More. Tell me more. This blackmail letter. Is this the first one you got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. So did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tears of Amenon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out about your true identity, just like that? Excuse me. It's not easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give up, they went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second, what do you mean you had to give it up? Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box and the letters specified, someone sent me $10,000? Hold on. Hold on. Tier, I'm on 100,000. Someone sent him 10,000. Wait. Someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about not being worried, you know? After that, I started getting the plans in the mail? Plans? What plans? What are these plans you're talking about? They were instructions on how to steal a crown or painting or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. So you mean the one that planned the heist wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. Sounds like Mr. Delight is thankful to that person that was blackmailing him. So Ron Delight was Master Mask after all. Hold. If what he says is true, then that means what does that mean? Let me think. Okay, I think I have a rough idea as to what happened. So he is actually the thief, but he only planned the first heist. We know that. After that, he got letters, plans, detailed plans about someone that knew about the security blind spots. Only one person would probably know that, and that is Atme. So clearly what the game is telling me is that Atme planned all the heists, and he didn't know. Ron did not know that. So to Ron, Atme's just chasing him. Chasing after him, going after, detective stuff. And so the deposit box that he would leave it in, Atme would pick up, and then he would send Ron money. Not even like that much back compared to how much he probably made off of selling the stuff. So all this went on for however many heists. I think it was like 4. So that means that that means Atme planned to steal it with his costume that he stole from Ron initially from the first heist when he hid it in the trash can. And so that means he was ready to frame Ron. So he sent Ron after he already killed this guy, and then hit Ron with this Shichishido, disorienting him and leaving. So that means that so this buzzer went off at 1:02 a.m. That's a fact. But how did he? That doesn't explain this. No, it does. It does because it's 50 minutes. So this is more than enough time to come back, get this photo snapped. And so he's going away for thievery, but I think this whole time he just wants to get away with murder. Okay, I see. But someone else is behind the theft, someone who planned it. Okay. All I had to do was deposit the treasure I stole into the safe deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Could you try not to look so gleeful? So you went after the secret urn because one of those plans too? Well, see, truth is, I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you've told me the truth? Yes. But please don't tell Desi, okay? From Damask's second heist on, he was stealing as directed by blackmail letters. Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Please don't hurt me, okay. Mr. Cain Bouliard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course. I could never, I'm not lying. All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they discovered what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. But why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of the robbery, Then I'd have an alibi, right? That's what Aunt May did. You're really clever, Mr. Delight. I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word. Pearly. I'm back. Hey, Pearls. So what have you been up to this whole time? The secret urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Carrion Village to have it examined. And? What did you find out? Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn. Phew. That's relief. I was really worried. But there's one small problem. Problem? These cute little pink splotches. They said it's paint, and they were put on the urn recently. Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? It's a big deal. Come on, Phoenix. What's the big deal? We gotta find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick, we've gotta find out how they got there. Okay. We'll go find out how they got there. Please don't forget about it. Don't worry, Ron. I think we have everything for you. I think all that's left is the urn. Okay, here we go. I think I have everything. I have everything I need. Here we go. Oh, it's even a new. Okay, I gotta re-examine things. Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you. Hello there. I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to? Well, actually, I was having this urn examined. Oh, I see. She did not like to hear that. I'm on to you. Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened. Okay. First things first, the box. This box. Something about it that's bothering me. That's the box that the secret urn was in. Yep. It looks like there's some paint on it too. And that's definitely the same color as the stuff on the urn. I think I know how the paint got on it now. Now let's investigate again, Nick. Urn box has pink stuff stains. So now, hopefully, this tells me something. It looks to me like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly, and it's shocking pink. Mr. Nick, could it be that this odd shape is... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Ah, that's the box the secret urn was in. If you look here, there's a bit of paint on the box as well. Wow, you're right! Look, it matches. I'm a genius, Maya. Never forget that. What is it, Mr. Nick? This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. The box is... okay. I think it's all starting to become clear. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn. I think I have everything I need now. Let me give a quick save. Alright, Adrian. We're on to you. Take that! The sacred urn. This is Andrews. I've read this. I have read this. Here we go. In fact, I do. See this urn? It was examined. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is the genuine article. Pearls went back to the Korean village and had it examined. Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how what she discovered was that the urn had been broken again. Did you say again? Yes. It was broken once a year ago, and now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too. Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently? That's what I just said, yes. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know? Well, if you had just looked at this poster. as brought to my attention by Maya. Is it this one? Yes. You'll see that quite a peculiar difference. This poster. It was made recently, right? Poster? Ah, the poster for the exhibit. At the time when this photo was taken, the urn said I am on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says Ami. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed. Got him. I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken. That was a mistake. Now, tell the truth. Ah, wait. 4? Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it. Huh? Yes, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened. It looks like she's not going to give up at this last Psylocke so easily. Do you have any proof that the urn was broken here at Lordly Taylor? Why, yes I do. I know. Because of these paint marks. It fits the box perfectly. And the box was here, meaning it happened here. What is this supposed to mean? There's pink all over this urn. And there's pink paint all over the floor and walls of this basement warehouse. In other words, this urn was broken here! You can't weasel out of this one, Mrs. Andrews. Or Miss Andrews. But, uh-oh, she's trying to make her escape. But you can't get pink paint anywhere. Well, there's none in my office, that's for sure. Well, there is in my room. Liar. Anyway, the paint on the urn and the paint on the floor, there's no proof that it's the same paint. Come on, this is getting ridiculous. You make it easy. Look at this box. This box. The urn was stored in this, right? Yes, that's right. Well, there's pink paint on this box as well. I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you? Yes, more or less. The paint on the floor has an odd shape imprinted in it, doesn't it? If you put this box into the impression of the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means this box was dropped right over there! And that is when the urn was broken. Now tell me the truth. Sacred urn. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil teacher. I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly? No, not at all. I know just how she feels. It happened about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago! Just after the poster photo was taken. On the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box when I tripped on the paint can and lost my balance. No! The box I was carrying crashed to the ground. Crash! I heard a terrible noise and I thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box and that's when it happened. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock. And then a huge scream. I can totally see how that could have happened. Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands. Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of the Korean village. so I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big. And that's when the I am got changed to Ami. I didn't know how it was originally written, but any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Ami. That's tough, Pearls. It's tough. Any sane person? Really? Oh, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling. Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom, and no one had seen it since. Sacred urn updated in the courtroom. Broken and repaired by Adrian 2 weeks ago, then replaced in the box. Kept out of sight. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used a golden statue to cover it. The Ami face statue. Tell me more about this statue. The first time that we came down here, it was on the night that the secret urn was stolen. But Mr. Nick, there was no paint marks on the walls or floor of the warehouse when we were here. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. And I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. That makes perfect sense. But there's still one thing I find strange. What is it, Pearl? The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. At that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible. She's right. Well, Miss Andrews? Huh? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again? Well, then who was it? Who would have done it, and why? It's a good question, Maya. On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day, it was moved, but why? Abby Faye Golden Statue updated. Moved again that night. It looks like there's some connection between the urn and the murder case. Why? Why do you think so, Nick? Because that night, the real thief, Rhonda Light, was at KB Security. So then why did the other masked mask show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact. One undeniable fact? The murder trial is starting tomorrow, but it looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. Yeah, we gotta bring back Atme. To be continued. We're saving this progress. Okay. October 14th, 9:41 a.m. District Court Attorney. Hey Nick. What is it this time? How many people are here for the trial? Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Trial next door? Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atme's trial today. Detective Atme? They say they're going to try him as Masked Mask. That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see Masked Mask's trial. But you are, Maya. I know. By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She says she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gone into her training lady, huh? Yeah, ever since the incident last year. Please don't. Damn it. Oh, Mr. Delight. Good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a second. You don't mean you're the murderer? No. He's just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Now let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from the second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists. Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder Nick? It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock. How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. Okay. Locking in. Brain is at full capacity. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot. He's got the judge in the palm of his hand. Yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. Where? He summoned coffee. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. The victim is Kane Bouillard, CEO of KP Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 AM on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 AM of the previous day. And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Well then, Mr. Godot, please call your first witness. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is the best. Mr. Godot, your witness? Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but... I remember when Maya was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Ha! You've got guts, Trite. It's right. Alright then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand. You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? No. That's not true. For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever. Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Ha! Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, that's kind of hard to say, but boy, I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. Yes, testimony time. My visit to the KB Security. That evening around 1 AM, I went to see Mr. Bouillard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. 1 AM. The exact time the murder took place. How does he do that? The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. Ha! It's bitter today too. Just like my destiny. What is what is he talking about? You never know from the way he's chugging it down. Mr. Wright, your examination, or your cross-examination, if you please. My visit to KB Security. Okay, no, that's true. $1 AM, huh? You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. Or no, actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow and my internal clock was also a bit... 1 AM, that's exactly the time the victim, Mr. Bouillard, was murdered, correct? It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. The blackmail letter I got. They ordered me to go there. Tell me more about that. It ordered you there. It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Does that mean you've gotten other ones? Oh, of course. They'd say things like, "Ahaha, why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight?" Now what should I do? We'll try pressing harder and see what happens. So what did the blackmail letter say in question say? It said to bring $50,000. Money. A perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait. I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh? Is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your test. Okay, that's good. A muddy mudskipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something, at least that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh. I've got a bad feeling about this. Well, if you don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah. That evening around 1 AM, I went to see Mr. Bouillard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got ordered me to go there. Oh wait, okay. Blackmail didn't threaten me, I wasn't going into trouble, I'd been working. We gotta get him to admit that he'd been fired. Oops. Used to be a chief security, right? Yes, that's right. Security chief? You? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for a murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. Why were you fired? Actually, I don't know that. Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well, the world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, take it. Defendant, please answer the question. I needed money. You needed money? Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby. My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again? KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was security team chief, you stole some data. And sold it. Mr. Bouillard found out, and I was fired immediately. Oh god. I was somehow able to keep it a secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes. I'm sorry. It's not looking too good. Please add it to your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. But Desi doesn't know about that. Blackmail threat didn't scare me. But it would have. Hold on. What did it say? If you don't want your true identity to be revealed to the world. True identity. Meaning. It would cause me trouble. Because his wife would know about his thievery, and she hates thieves. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find your secret. Gulp. A certain person? Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. What? But I... Listen to me. My Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Grr, Godot. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. That is how this murder came about. Oh. No! Everything's falling neatly into place for him. Don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry. Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was so possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. Clearly there was a sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cares just a little too much. The motive's clear. Let's move on. What happened at the scene of the crime? At 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight. Come now! Tell us. We're all ears. At the CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Billard was lying there dead. Wearing what? What were we wearing? I see. Suddenly sit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Master Damask struck him on the back of the head. Of course, since M.A. turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked. We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. At the CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, when I was hit on the forehead after that, I remember being hit. I remember being in a daze. What were you wearing? That? Could you please clarify what you're referring to? Why, my Mask Damask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Mask Damask? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask Damask. And then I descended upon the office at the CEO of KB Security. What? He did not tell us that. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep his secrets. I'm sorry. I just never had a chance to mention it until now. Wait. That's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? Ha! My sixth cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness! Please correct your testimony. I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Ron Damask costume. Why do you say that? Why were you dressed up as Master Damask? Why, because I am Master Damask, of course. What are you talking about? Master Damask trials being held next door. Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Master Damask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it looked a lot longer than I'd expect. Took a lot longer? Why? What took a lot longer? What do you mean by it took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe? No! No! My cape got caught in the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Damn it, Ron. Back up a second. Yes, you were the one that hit the body in the safe? Well, yeah. Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine? What? The answer is simple. When they take them off. What? As usual, I have no idea what you're saying. Do you mean that Mr. Delight hit the body because he's the murderer? Ha! So you're not as stupid as you look. This metaphor this time was really obscure. Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you know about this whole safe business, do you? Well, yes. Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness! Make sure you add this to the testimony. Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge. Damn. I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. 10 minutes? But... what the button was pressed. Wait, where does it say it was pressed? But this was pressed at 102, wasn't it? Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record? And what might this be? The record for the emergency buzzer that connects to the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, the security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m. What? If Mr. Ron Delight truly was the murderer, he would have... he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way. Ha! Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there was security personnel in the building. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as the chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't know. I have known him about them. But as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend. What just happened? Did I just hear an alert? Oh man. Someone just followed. How do I look at that? Oh. Erel. I think that's how you say it. Erel 458. 456. Follow me. This very minute. What is this? Like, send a message? I'll have to look at that later. And what was I doing? Alright. It wasn't anywhere in the vicinity. Anywhere in the vicinity. And wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known. Okay. Ha! Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't go noticing the buzzer going off. Or didn't even notice. This buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he would have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is. Conscious? What do you mean by that? Ugh. Summon his coffee again. Fine. Let's hear your theory. So I thought. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted? That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, this is preposterous. It was this kid, Ron Delight, is the one who killed Miss Cohen Billard. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the button when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. Ack. So Cain Bouillard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? Okay. I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Cain Bouillard who sounded the buzzer? Yes. I think. His body was in the safe, wasn't it? I don't even know who this guy is. Okay, hold on. Think for a second. There are no fingerprints on it, so it must have been someone with gloves. Okay, I can prove it. The defense's opinion on this is, Your Honor, this piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. Take that! Hit him with that death slam. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible Yeah, incontrovertible evidence you were looking for. The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it? Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue. Now I'm the one who's clueless. This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Briard really pressed it himself, naturally, he would have left his fingerprints on behind. Get dunked on. Ron DeLite obviously wiped them off. Why would he? A guard could have come in any moment. He touched that button. I know he did. The defendant, Mr. DeLite, was dressed as Mask to Mask. A Mask to Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he have possibly had to wipe the button free of fingerprints? Order, order. Ha! It would seem I've been forced to eat crow. What does that mean? However, the real killer was at the scene of the crime. Why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? Ha! It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're on to you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Briard at around 1 AM. And Mr. DeLite just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? So the killer clobbered Mr. DeLite and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond. You did it to frame him. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's see what you have to say. Very well then. Oh ho! You got the gut. You got some guts. I like that in an opponent. In an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency button? To call a security guard. The killer knew that if they had pressed that button, the guard would have come running. And that is exactly what they wanted. Do you mean to say the killer was the killer called the guard on purpose? Yes. Although as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. Ha! What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Briard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron DeLite, who was out cold. And the 3rd person, the real killer. Hypothetically, yes. Now then. In this real situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only reason left in the room would be the victim and Ron DeLite. And if any security guards came running at the time, they would think that I was the murderer. Yes, exactly. That was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron DeLite for the murder. Okay. Got him on the ropes. Order, order, order. Ha. It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Or wait a second. I'm the one and only Mask to Mask, so. Nick, You mean the real killer is? We're going to drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bouillard. Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the... I think it's pretty obvious at this point. Who else than Luke Atme? Detective Luke Atme. He's the only one who could have done it. Your Honor, the person being tried in court next to us is not Master Mask at all. He is in actuality the true murderer of Kane Bouillard. Order, Mr. Wright. Explain yourself. Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime? They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Atme confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as well as Master Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along. To be found guilty. Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lord Lee Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Luke Atme's airtight, watertight, and unsaleable alibi. A guilty verdict. As an alibi? Yes. I'm a genius. You know, it's almost time. For what? For Luke Atme's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If you're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course, that's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Mr. Luke Atme's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal. Am I really sure about this? A bet's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Mr. Delight. So please, I'm begging you. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix! What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. We're your client. Take the path of trust. It's like a Force ghost. That voice. It sounds like Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. Ha! So that's your answer, huh? Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atme to the stand. Yes, Your Honor. October 14th, 1158, District Court, Court number 5. Ha ha ha. Well, Sir Detective Atme, I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Atme, you were the one who is this? That's enough. This court sees no reason for further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant Luke Atme. Hold it! Wait. Don't hand down your verdict yet, please. Well, well, sir lawyer. Welcome to my courtroom. Who's this hoser, huh? Hey, my name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atme. Accusation? You accuse Mask Damask. That man is not Mask Damask. He's just a ruthless murderer. This guy looks so stupid. To be continued. October 14th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby 4. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So that she's still alive. Inside your heart. Nicky boy. Oh, Miss Delight. It is true that the detective is the real killer. To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor last night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atme want to kill Kane Bouillard? Oops, it's almost time. Better head back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. October 14th, 12:21 p.m. District Courtroom, number 6. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand. Well, well, how do you do, sir lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask Damask. I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Luke Atme has no idea what you mean. Of course, I've been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here. You've been in defendancy all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask Damask. Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are in fact wait, red ring. Hold. Where is it? If you don't take that red diamond you received the other day instead. This was meant for him. And then he sent this. Oh my god, it's coming together now. That's why you murdered him. Very well, Luke Atme. Let us begin this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bouillard was murdered. Where were you at the time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks. Alright, Mr. Atme. The night of the murder. Speak! We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. The alibi. I was stealing the urn as Mask Damask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder. Okay. How would you know that? It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime. Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret in this picture as well. Even the great Master Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Anime, you still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. Francisca said that. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. It's a pretty good one, though. I will admit. I was stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to repair. It was a pathetically easy job. The photograph contains no words. Oh wait, I read that. I think what I want to know is how he knew it was at the same time. How do you know that? About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed the picture's data. Unfortunately for the case, there's no way that picture could have been altered. You see, it looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious. So this alibi is false? It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bouillard at the KB security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the Master Mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. As I would. Okay. I had more than enough time to repair. It was a pathetically easy job. Why do you say that? What made it easy? I believe Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there is no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see. You're truly evil, aren't you? Yes. Evil is what I am. Hey Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Ame was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. He turned out to be a witness. Why are you so confident about that? So by photograph you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. Surely even you understand by now. Lordly Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed King Bouillard, unless I had an accomplice. Oh? Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse in this picture supposedly captured it. It's got to be here. Isn't there something funny? Where's the statue? Right? I mean, I don't know what else it could be. Are you implying that this picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. Well, obviously, it's giant paint blotch. Oh. Why this is a blood stain. Ah, blood. Now this case is getting interesting. Not exactly. The stain is actually pink paint. Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that. From blood to peaches. The judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something should have been there. Something that should have been there is nowhere to be seen. Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains? The statue. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain in the training hall. I realized that the statue would have been the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there that night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there. Objection. But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally? Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. Ha! In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why this statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Who was the one? Okay, well, there's only one real answer to that. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atme. Come now, sir lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do wait, actually? I guess we don't have a layout. What basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue? The reason can be found here in this photograph? Can it? Look at me. You pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would have been exposed like a cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had moved the statue. Interesting theory, please enlighten us. Because the statue had the sword, and he used it to hit, what's his face, Ron, and so that's why it was dented. You couldn't have a dented sword in the shot. 11:58 a.m. That seems like more than enough time to do the crime and then come here. It matches their estimate. We'll go with it for now. Damn, that's 3 things though. We'll do it. Naturally, the lie in this photo is in the timestamp. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atmey went to the KB security and murdered Kane Bouillard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at the Lord Lee Taylor at the same. I see. What does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was this statue placed beside the warehouse door? The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to recover the paint. Exactly. Luke Atmey had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim, and so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't been brought down yet to the basement warehouse yet. I see. He took it beforehand. The statue got there. He saw where it was. He needed it to match, so he moved the statue. That's good. That's good. So on the day of the crime, Mr. Atmey must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atmey had to move the statue the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Gwa! Order. Mr. Atmey, is this true? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this? What's that? The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off the night of the crime. It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lord Lee Taylor staff. However, the program used to recover them to manage the data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Got him. Order. Order! Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot! I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I'm still good till the last drop. However, the defense has a very good point. A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. It's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied, which is that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. That's very true. Don't fall for that, Your Honor. Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? If there's no funny business in your actions as Master Damask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the secret urn. The secret urn heist. I received the request from Lord Lee Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in the box, and Zavari. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, So I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled the security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. It's pretty much all the stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of the new information he gave. Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time? Zavari. I don't know what that means. Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Security. Speckled urn. How would he know it's speckled? How would he know? The urn was placed in a box as far. It was then sent to the warehouse. First, the urn was placed in a box. Okay, we'll try this. Mr. M, if you really are Mask Damask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Mr. Damask had written. Take good care of that speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn. Yes, that is true. But so what? Truth be told, there is no way that Mask Damask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains. Paint stains. And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to the Lordly Tailor. Humph. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. You can't be serious. And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Atmay had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this photo was taken. And because this photo is fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Got him. I'm too good. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Grr. Alright, that did it. He's broken. It's true, a little early for victory pose. Damn. Ha. It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask Damask, and now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point. You say that Luke Atmay was the one who killed Cain Briard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? Hehehe. An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Mighty you may marry. Mr. Wright, motive. Might you my merry murderous motive manifest. Nick, he's getting a second wind. If you prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Rondelay, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for the murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Rondelay. Isn't that right, Detective? Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were. Easily. Easily. I'd be honored to, Sir Oldtimer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Motive for murder. Here we go. I, Luke Atmay, had no point of contact with the victim whatsoever. Cain Bouillard decided to investigate Mask to Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bouillard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bouillard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bouillard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes that he is Mask to Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Cain Bouillard. Truly a tragedy. So the victim, Cain Bouillard, blackmailed the defendant. Okay. This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bouillard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. Okay. Already, I see one. It's as I thought. Here we go. Here we go. But it wasn't to Mr. Ron, was it? Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atmay? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you say this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like this. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Indeed. Time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter. If you don't... Red diamond that you received the other day. Now. The red gem. That wasn't the other day. That was months ago. This means that it couldn't have possibly been sent to him. Wait, no. It's just a contradiction, honestly. Take a look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Tear of Emanon, the stolen jewel. What about it? The problem is this jewel's color. Color. I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Red. Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear of Amenon that Master Mask stole at all. And your point is, Mr. Trite, so you're trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else. That is what you're trying to say, right, Trite? Right, Mr. Right. Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. This is who Cain Ballard was black. Pretty obvious. Naturally. It was you, Detective Ant-Man. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single Master Mask case. And the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel. A reward. A jewel? Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring! That is the red diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that Cain Ballard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you.
Objection!
It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. Uh-oh. I don't like the way you said that. Cain Ballard blackmailed Luke Ant-Man. Are you for real? For real? Yes, I am. Like, come on, stand up to him. Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world, yes, it certainly does. Cain Ballard threatened to make Luke Ant-Man's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep secret. So just what was that identity? Identity. This is what it all comes down to, Nick. The identity. Ooh. To keep so desperately secret was this identity as... He must have known he's not Master Mask. It's one of these two. As a matter of fact, I'll save. Ace Detective. Oh wait. Damn it. I messed up. Come on, Nick, are you even trying anymore? I kind of wonder myself. Cain Ballard threatened to make Luke Ant-Man's identity public knowledge. Oh, okay. Tell me to try again. What was identity? Okay. Okay. So he didn't want. He wasn't like actively pretending to be a Master Mask. Maybe a blackmailer. No. The identity he wanted to keep. He didn't want people to know that he was. Yeah, maybe Master Mask. I have enough life. Just yeah. Okay. Here we go. Luke Ant-Man was Master Mask. Damn it! Wait, I'm stupid. Oh god, I'm so stupid. Oh my god. What's that supposed to mean? That's my line too. Listen up, you. This is what you've been saying up this whole time. The witness pretended to be Master Mask in order to pin them. Okay. In which case, you'll want to insist upon the idea that the day you died, that Rhonda Light was in fact Master Mask. I must say, this sudden change of heart doesn't reflect well on you. Yikes. I'll try rethinking about this. Cain Biard threatened to make Luke Atmay's identity public knowledge. Okay, here we go. Third try. A blackmailer. Was a blackmailer.
Objection.
Hey now. Isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Cain Biard was on blackmailing Luke Atmay. Are you saying that Atmay was blackmailing someone else on top of that? It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Cain Biard was blackmailing Luke Atmay. But Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So did you start? Oh, I see. Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Amanon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Rhonda Light was actually Master Mask. That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atmay. Shh! Silence! Hee 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 tee hee. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you? You say that I, Luke Atmay, was blackmailing Rhonda Light? In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Master Mask. Well, yes. Rhonda Light started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed the first crime. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did... Oh, that's easy. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief, trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping has a picture of you and Rhonda Light in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in the bucket. That sounds far too stupid to be true. Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atmay. That's when you learned that under his mask, Mask to Mask, was Ron something. Looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud, trying to pass himself off as an ace detective. Why you? How dare you expose me like that? Why I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Mask to Mask. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. Why you? Oh, can Okay. He's losing it. Oh boy. Oh. It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer. That was quite a performance by Mr. Anime. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Anime.
Objection!
The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What? What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. What do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Ame was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. Brio. But there's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that his pitiful excuse for a man, or that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB Security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. Damn it! Order. Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright, this is it. This is the final round. Okay. But can you really prove that? That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer. That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security in the defense. Okay. Man. Okay. I can't do it. I can't prove it. Please be right. Just as I thought. Damn it. But if we hear more of Detective Batman's testimony...
Objection!
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as mask to mask. Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as mask to mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with my full force of my ace detectiveness. Order! Order in the court! That's enough deliberation over the witness. I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and by then it'll be too late. Why? Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. That is a fundamental rule of all courts, and it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Ame will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as mask to mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of Cain Ballard is concerned. No way! The fact that you are unable to prove Mr. Ame's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Cain Ballard's murderer. Wow. Damn it. I failed. Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer Luke Ame will go free. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Ame. Oh. I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. How did you? Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice. No way. She's back! Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia? Mia! This is the true power of Korean channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now, let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You've cross-examined every statement of okay, yes, that's true, but unfortunately, Your Honor, you've forgotten something earlier. After the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks. Okay. Yes, but these comments appear to have no important ones. Very well. Then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. Damn. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor? Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Ah, nothing. Oh, sir lawyer, looks like you're one step too late. If you think so much falsehoods will do anything more, look at... Let's hear it. Oh. It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination. Mr. Godot, what are you? Very well done. Mr. Luke Ame, I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declare the defendant to be the true murderer. So please, give us one last bit of testimony. Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance. Yeah, yes, Chief. The last testimony. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Teether. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the day beforehand, so I had this photograph read. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? the victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his damask outfit. How would you know that? In the blackmail there, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Zavari. Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well. The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained and none of them seem to contradict anything. But of course. But how did you know about the emergency buzzer? The police investigation documents went directly through me. And I always look over the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer. Grr. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright. We cannot postpone Luke Atmay's trial any longer. Your last chance. Just one? It seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix. Pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17. The last sip. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. Okay. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remarks and press it. Remember, you only get one chance. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination. The last testimony. Okay, here we go. I had to leave without another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I left this photograph. Okay. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints on it if it sounded, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his... But why? How would you know that? You didn't know that at the time, I don't think, right? I'll press him on that, see what happens. I have help to spare. Mr. Atmay, about that last remark. Objection! You still don't get it, do you, Trey? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Atmay, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atmay? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his damask outfit. Is that correct? Indeed. That's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. Oh, got him. I'm sorry, what do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Mask Damask when he went to the scene of the crime? That was, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry. I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know that this or those are those who have been watching this trial. Grr. Do you understand now, Detective Atme? There is no way that you should have known about that. Got him. Got him. On the ropes. We're back in the game. You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information? Irk. Well. Come on, this detective must have known about it. Probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And those chances, that's what I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There's one and only one way for Detective Atme to have found that out. One way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atme. It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible. Detective Atme, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bouillard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. What is going on? Hello? Hee ha ha, hee ha ha, hee ho ho ho. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. It's the same line you gave yesterday. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. Hee 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 ha ha ho 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 hee hee. What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bouillard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron Delight, and then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime. And to that end, he came up with this plan to use the double jeopardy rule when making this alibi. Anyway, you can see we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't forget, don't ignore me. Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know, you never committed any murder. That's right. I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am Master Mask. Huh. So, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said, double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. The defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then, Master Mask is really innocent? It would seem so. For now. For now. Now then, this court finds the defendant Let's go. Done it once again. Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. See, the thing is, I still am the master mask after all. 3:35 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems to be torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of Korean channeling school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. Nothing really. Oh. Come on, just be happy already. Maya, you've been cleared off the murder charges and got off as master to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason. For her. I mean your wife, Desiree. She hates criminals more than anything. She did say that. She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that. But once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. Damn. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Master Mask. Yes. But it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together. That's not true. Right, Nick? Right. Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine. Yeah, Nick can prove it. I can? I kinda wish you would Mr. Light, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together. I see. Like this urn. The sacred urn. Desi was the one who found this. And Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. How touching. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Mrs. Delight. You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Why did you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Mask either. Miss Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say you hated criminals? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous. I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. How nice. Nicky boy. Yes. I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Yep, take care. Gulp. Oh, there's pearls. Gasp. Talk about bad timing. Damn, she slapped me. I'll never forgive you. Oh my god. So just as the case came to a close, so did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. Facts. Very cool, very cool. Let's go! What am I looking at? Is that me? That's totally... It's Phoenix. Sweet. Time to save. Oh, look at that, we're about to 3 hours. Oh. What? I'm so confused. I can't even exit. The evidence testimony I have seen. The victim was alone at his table when he... Oh. What is going on? That is Phoenix. 100%. Why would anyone believe me? Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't you? This court finds a defendant. What? Ain't no way. I canonically lost. The resolution should be Zavari take on the world. What do you think? That's enough of that. I don't even know what happened. Nah, I should be fine. Alright, time to skedaddle out of here. Stream over. Bye bye. Bye bye.